This is the girl's 40th deal of the day. Even though her pelvis was cracked, the man had no intention of letting her go. He locks the door skillfully and walks straight to the girl. At the end of the 20th century, the Balkans were full of violence and war. Generals were taking young girls in large numbers to boost morale. A mother rushed to protect her deaf daughter by putting her in a locker. She used sign language to tell her not to come out. Soon a group of soldiers came in. The girl was so scared, she didn't dare make a sound, but the soldier noticed something was wrong on his way out. He opened the locker and dragged the girl out. The girl fought back desperately, but when she got downstairs, she was dumbfounded. The soldiers were inhuman. They left no one alive wherever they went. To protect her sister, her mother took out a knife and confronted the soldiers, but the next moment she was shot dead. Anna was devastated, but soon she was taken to the car. Down syndrome girls were about to be abused in the small compartment, but the army chief could never have imagined, in the future, this deaf and mute girl would defeat them all by herself. Soon the girls were taken to a dilapidated house. A greasy man approached them and said that those who didn't obey would die a horrible death. Then he picked out one of the girls who wasn't too bright. He wiped her neck in front of everyone. Everyone was scared out of their wits. Bob kept each girl in a separate room in order to get better customers. He injected a mysterious potion into their bodies. And Anna, because of her beauty, was taken by Bob alone. She didn't need to take clients. She just cleaned up after the girls. Every day, girls died in their beds due to the number of clients they were taking. One of the girls knew sign language, and Anna soon became friends with her. But what she didn't expect was that the next day, the girl was lying in pain. Her sheets were red with blood. The girl's pelvic bone was found to be ruptured, and she would not live more than 3 days without surgery. But how could the inhuman Bob treat the girl? He threw the doctor out, and not only that, he would squeeze the girl's last value out of her. Soon a big man came in. This is the girl's 40th order of business today. Even though her pelvis was broken, a soldier approached her. He takes a good look at the girl in front of him. The girl had a pleading look on her face. She hoped the soldier would let her go, but the soldier smiled evilly and skillfully locked the door. What he didn't know was that there was another girl hiding behind the air ducts. Anna saw that the girl was about to die, so she sneaked out from inside. Then she raised the knife and stabbed the man to death. Worried that the man was still alive, she desperately added a few more stabs. At that moment, the soldiers outside heard the commotion and rushed over to check on him. Anna took advantage of the situation to sneak out through the pipe. When the soldiers forced the door open, the man on the ground was already dead. The officers was furious and asked Bob how he ran the place. Bob was also confused. At that moment, the officers found traces of crawling in the vent, so he aimed his gun inside and concluded that the murderer must be hiding in there. By now, Anna had realized the danger. She kept moving between the cracks, looking for the best time to get out. She slowly made her way to another exit and pushed through the fence to climb out. Unexpectedly, the officers and Bob were also here. Anna had no choice but to crawl towards the door, but when she opened the door, she was suddenly spotted by Bob. Luckily, she was able to return in time to avoid being hit by the bullets. Although she was small, she would have starved to death in there. She had no choice but to go back to the first exit, but a soldier was already there. She was caught in the act. The soldier strangled her with his shirt. She was about to suffocate. Anna took out a syringe from her pocket. She injected the poison into the soldier's thigh. Then she ran for the door, but there were 2 other soldiers at the door. A deaf and mute girl to avenge her mother's death. Alone, she exterminated an entire army. She took out 1 soldier and ran out of the room. Unexpectedly, she was discovered by 2 other soldiers. Anna had no choice but to crawl towards the ventilation ducts again. But at that moment, the officers also came over. He grabbed Anna's feet and tried to cut them off with his knife, but Anna kicked the officers in the front teeth. The officers was furious and ordered his men to crawl in and kill Anna, but Anna, who was very agile, crawled around inside. The soldier was no match for Anna's kick and was killed. When the officers heard the screams of his men, he was so angry that he cursed. He thought of a good way and threw all the smoke bombs in. With more and more smoke, Anna was choking so much that she couldn't breathe. She could only crawl out through another exit, and the smoke created a barrier for her. The soldiers didn't find her. When Anna escaped to the ground floor, they realized something was wrong and chased after her with their guns. Bob soon caught up with Anna, but he didn't do anything about it. He tried to persuade Anna to put down the knife. At that moment, the officers also came over. He thought Bob and Anna were in cahoots and aimed his gun at them. Seeing the standoff, Anna pulled out her knife and stabbed Bob's foot. Bob accidentally shot and killed a soldier. When the officer saw that his men were killed, he shot them to avenge their deaths. Anna took the opportunity to escape. She lost a lot of blood and collapsed in front of a house. When she woke up, she found herself lying on the sofa. She suddenly saw a picture of a soldier on the wall. Then a woman came in. She raised a knife and pointed it at Anna. and accused her of killing her husband. Just as she was about to do it, Anna grabbed the piggy bank and slammed it down. She killed the woman she hid in a factory, and then the officers arrived. Anna used her strength to climb into the pipe, and the officers, eager for revenge, climbed in too. But soon he was stuck in the middle and couldn't move his hands. Anna crawled over to him and stuffed her socks into the officer's mouth and left the place in style. The end of the story. The officers was suffocated in the pipe, and Anna finally avenged her mother's death.